Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, and today we'll be doing an unboxing and review video for the 1/6 scale SET057 figure kit by Super Duck. Yeah, the first Super Duck release to be featured on this channel, and for the occasion, we're starting with their interpretation of Aerith from Final Fantasy VII Remake.
I'm not some princess who needs to be coddled. Shit.
Without spoiling a 20-year-old game, I think it's safe to say that, in more ways than one, Aerith, the flower peddler on the streets of Midgar, had charmed her way into becoming one of the most unforgettable love interests in video games. Released in 2021, yes, Super Duck had made 56 other sets before this one, and like all the others, this set consists of just a head sculpt, a costume, and some accessories. The manufacturer recommended body is the S10D model by TB League, which I will recycle from the War Story Tifa video, as I have not used it since. Alright, let's do this. For the head sculpt, I think the likeness is somewhat there at a high level. If you are to pick apart every single feature on the face, nothing is quite 100%, thus the portrait overall feels just a little off. And this holds true for everything else about this figure. So for this portrait, the viewing angle and lighting are critical in bringing out the likeness. Though I think the rooted hair is, the root of the problem. The back of the head suffers the usual hiccup, where the end of the hair is abrupt and unnatural. Her ponytail is also too stiff to hang straight down. The bangs might look okay here, but keep in mind that I'm kinda cheating by tucking them into the jacket. Otherwise, the hair tips are very difficult to manage, as they were all frayed and mangled when I got them out of the box. In contrast, Aerith could look a lot better here if she had the Game Toy sculpted hair treatment like Sephiroth. And like the head sculpt, the costume looks okay from afar, but lackluster from up close. The core setup is this bolero jacket and dress. The jacket itself is made of this suede material, but the tailoring, along with everything else on it, like the pocket flap, prop zippers, and pleather belts, are somewhat rough and dull, so the drape over the body is never flush. Oh, and the material on the dress is so thin, you can practically see through it if the lights are bright enough. The ribbons in the middle are a little too long, and the lace trim on the bottom is way too prominent. But surprisingly, the boots are actually okay. The collars could be a little wider like in the game, but everything else from the shape to the buckles are pretty on point. Aerith also comes with a bunch of tiny accessories too. Starting with her signature pink hair ribbon, the grip is rather weak, despite being held in place by a needle. I find myself constantly having to readjust it. The string of this necklace is actually a rubber band, so it bounces all over when you try to position it, but once you get it in place, it actually looks pretty good. And finally, there are 3 sets of metal bracelets for each wrist, and the fit is excellent, so they don't slide around the arms too much. And I do apologize for having the bracelets on backwards. All in all though, the general likeness to Aerith is definitely there, but it requires me to look the other way when it comes to every game-accurate details. The only real accessory of this release is Aerith's starting weapon, the guard stick. And like everything else, this thing roughly looks the part, even if it's a little stubby with no materia slots. Bummer. I ended up having to borrow some accessories from the VTS Toys Cloud just to squeeze out a few more poses for this review. I'm gonna skip over the Articulation's deep dive, as this TB League body is not only optional, it's also technically not part of this release. But if you are gonna be using the S10D body as recommended, you can expect the same quality articulations, which had been the bread and butter for TB League. Aerith's boots are also a very snug fit, so she can well stand on her own without a display base. And just for fun, here are some size comparisons with a few FF7 veterans of this channel, starting with Tifa by War Story, Cloud by VTS Toys, and Sephiroth by Game Toys. Cloud's height still bugs me, but I can't help but feel that when the gang's all here, the sum is greater than its parts. And lastly, here's a side-by-side with Aerith's PlayArts Kai counterpart. Needless to say, this Super Duck release has a lot of catching up to do in terms of level of details. So there you have it, the 1/6 scale Aerith figure kit by Super Duck. In terms of quality, this release is pretty typical for the brand. This is a very rough representation of Aerith to be sure, but I ended up having a lot of fun regardless. So if you're willing to put up with the unruly hair tips, the ambiguous likeness, and the lackluster costume, then this amusing release might just be for you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.